Over the last couple weeks, we've taken time to begin this devotional series with all of our families, really trying to dig into this question of what is valuable about Christian education. And the real question underneath that question is, how is Christian education unique in light of the very character of God? We've looked at several concepts, the first one being truth, the foundational reality that we find in Scripture based on God's character that is unchanging. And then last week we dug into this concept of worldview. How do we understand the big questions of life in light of the circumstances in which we find ourselves? And the reality is, as a Christian, we have the unique opportunity to understand the world in a way that God reveals himself through it, which leads us into the third layer of the triangle today, and that is the word identity. Identity simply meaning, who are we? I find working with students and interacting with adults that so many people are searching desperately to figure out, where does their value come from? What is their identity rooted in? Whether it be trying to pursue it in sports, in academics, in a job, in possessions, in reputation, and whatever it means, those are great things that God has given us, but they're horrible gods. Those things were never intended to answer that question of where does my value come from? The reality is, as a Christian, we find that we are made in the image of God, and humanity has value in and of itself because of that. But beyond that, we are children, sons and daughters of a loving Father in heaven who is personal, who makes himself known to us. We are heirs to the kingdom. And when we root our identity in that reality, it changes everything about where we find value. Suddenly, all those other things find their proper place. They're good and they're healthy, but they're not designed to answer that reality. Over this week, as we dig into these devotions, I want to encourage you and your family to go deep into this reality of who is this personal God, and how do I understand the reality of how I'm designed and the value of how I'm designed in light of his character.